Are you guys interested in a little Hard Knocks? I thought about
Sure.
playing it while Brandon Aubrey was here, but then felt like we had other stuff. But that he was so what he was talking about. Let me just play the Saquon stuff because it is kind of interesting. So this is Bro GM.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Shane.
Joe Schoen.
And man, he's
very bro.
He's very bro. He's very young. He's okay. So here he is calling Saquon Barkley's agent, and then it'll transition to him actually calling Saquon Barkley. And it's funny too. I told you this seems to be a show about how great he is, and it's just showing him being all badass, and he's walking up to the podium, and he's going to say some stuff, and so they show him getting ready to make this phone call, and he's sitting at his computer. He's sitting at his desk making this phone call, and you could see from behind him on his computer is like a football game playing.
Unnecessary.
So he's just sitting, always watching a football game.
Yeah.
I don't know what game it was. I don't know what the situation was, but somehow there's a game playing on his desktop.
That's why we'll put just background videos of Cataldi.
Right. Just radio guys talking in the microphone.
Yeah.
Yo.
Ed Barry, what's up, buddy?
Ugh.
What's shaking?
Oh, not much. I've been dealing with this for a long time, since last November. Here's what I'm worried. We offer him something, he gets a little pissed off because it's not what he wants, and then some other team comes in $1 million over us, and he's pissed at us, so
he's disrespected.
He's disrespected, so he goes. So
that's an interesting just mindset that's what you're dealing with too with the pro athlete. It's not just kind of offer the most money. It's since you've been here, you have to make the offer good enough that he won't even look elsewhere.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that is typically the team that you played for, they know you best. So their offer is probably the most accurate one you're going to get. They've seen you in practice every day. They know your medicals. They've seen what you can and can't do. Another team doesn't, so they typically have to outbid and overpay.
They've dealt with him last year where they did try the franchise tag, and it went as it goes these days. He was not very happy with that and said he was going to sit out and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. I'm going to let him go to the market, and if you just want to keep your word and say, hey, he said he wants to be a Giant for life, the chance of being in the Ring of Honor, there's a lot of things out there that...
It's so funny, too, to hear.
That...
he could take $1 million more a year.
Or be in the Giants' Ring of Honor. That coveted spot.
Right. And then you could just pay your mortgage with the Giants' Ring of Honor
go
picture.
down and cash my Ring of Honor check.
Hey, he said he wants to be a Giant for life, the chance of being...
It's fun. Okay, let me even back up, play it again. I just wanted to make sure you'll keep your word. He said he wants to be a Giant for life. I heard him say that in the...
I'm going to let him go to the market, and if you just want to keep your word and say, hey... he said he wants to be a Giant for life, the chance of being in the Ring of Honor. There's a lot of things out there that he's got to take into account. I think he can still play. It's just you got to get the value right. And you look at the data. The data is it is what it is.
That's why I'm asking, in your room at night when you're by yourself, are you I wouldn't mind if this kid bounced?
Yeah, I'm torn, Ed, because I still think he can play, and I think he can help us. But I didn't want to come in at a number because I really don't have a great idea where the market is. That's why I'm going to let the league tell him what it is. And hey, if you want to come back and be a Giant, let's try to find something that makes sense. We're close, then let's have a conversation. Because again, I do think he was our best offensive player.
Yep. Okay. I appreciate it.
All right. I'll shoot you a text after I talk with him.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Thanks.
Okay, bruh. We'll circle back.
God, everything about that just...
Fire your one off.
I don't want to use the word cringe, but everything about that felt cringe.
Yes, I feel like saying cringe feels cringe, but...
Yeah. Hey, when you go to bed in your room at night...
Right. Is that what
how do
you
you
think?
feel?
Yeah.
And then also,
let's
as you kind of pointed
down.
out, the hilarious thing of saying, are you going to keep your word? And then telling somebody what their word was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember when you said that?
Remember when you said that? Are we going to
Remember
stick to
don't
that?
you? I mean, I guess if you want to be a liar, I wouldn't want to be a liar, but that's you. I mean, you live.
You want to piss away the Giants' ring of honor? Go ahead.
Now I think we're calling Saquon.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, pause.
Yeah, can we guess what he says to him?
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I don't think he calls him Saquon. I could be wrong, but I feel
S-Dog.
like S-Dog. SQ, Quan.
What's up,
Quan.
Bart?
Quan Dog.
What's up, Bart?
Barks.
He doesn't say
Okay.
hello. He says sup.
Sup.
All right, this is interesting. How does he greet his best offensive player?
Hello?
Saquon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Letdown. It's a letdown. It's a letdown. I agree.
Saquon.
Yeah, what's up?
You doing all right?
I'm chilling, just chilling with the fam.
You in Jersey right now?
Okay, now I love
Now
all
we're-
this
yeah.
because now it's just all a bunch of small talk, and really, there's only one reason this guy would be calling Saquon Barkley.
You in Jersey right now?
Yeah, I'm doing right now.
Like, listen to the reaction of Saquon to the small talk.
He knows.
You in Jersey right now?
Yeah, I'm doing right now.
How's the off season been? You doing anything?
What are you, us talking to Brandon Aubrey?
Reading any books lately, or
What shows? What's on the iPad right now?
Yeah, I'm doing right now.
How's the off season been? You doing anything?
Yeah, I've been good. Traveled a little bit, but just trying to get back into the grind of off-season trainings.
Yeah. All right. So I just talked to Ed.
so that was the extent of the small talk.
Yeah. All right. So I just talked to Ed Barry, and I think just mulling over this, the right thing to do is let you test the market and see what your value is. I don't want to do the franchise thing or all that stuff again. I don't want to go through that. We've both been through that. If you really want to be a Giant for life and you're interested in staying here and coming back,
Passive aggressively reminding him what you said in the press.
Yep.
if you really want to be a Giant for life and you're interested in staying here and coming back, just see what your market is and then have Ed come back to us and we'll see if we can come to an agreement.
All right, I appreciate that.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Can you give me your word on that, or you're not going to give us a chance?
So really,
What is the word that he's supposed to give you?
he said a lot. So he said a lot of stuff. Like Saquon didn't say anything. He just said, "Well, we'll do that, and you can come back." Then give me your word. Like Saquon right now is thinking, "F this guy.
100%.
I am 100% gone. Even if I get offered a little bit less, I'm gone."
Yeah.
We can come to an agreement.
And you know what? Maybe that's what the Giants want. But they also know the cameras are here, and like because
Public perception.
in the pre-meetings about this, yes, he's kind of their franchise guy. He's like if it was Zeke and Dak, but Dak wasn't here. Like
Yeah.
it's Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
No one likes Daniel Jones.
And they've
Even
already given
there-
him like $45 million. So if I'm Saquon, I'm looking at that being like, what?
Right. And you're dicking me around?
Yeah. And also, Saquon Barkley, health issues accounted for, has been so much better than Zeke. It's not even close.
Yeah, there's been no drop-off.
We can come to an agreement.
All right, I appreciate that.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you give me your word on that, or you're not going to give us a chance?
What do you mean? Like, circling back?
Yeah.
I mean, I already told you where I want to be, so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do that. We'll go out and see what the market
Like he
says.
hangs up
I
and
think
knows.
it's the
We'll
right
go
thing
out.
to do. I love you, man. I appreciate everything you did for the organization. The 2 years I was here, and I'm not saying we're not going to get something done, but I think it's right if for some reason it doesn't work out that you know that the organization thinks the world of you and everything you've done. But hopefully, you go out there, you see the market, and you say, you know what, I want to be here, and you give us a shout back.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, Saquon. I'll talk to you. All right, bye.
Later, bruv.
That guy's a clown.
Yeah.
That guy's a clown.
So this is right before. So free agency is episode 3 I'm not fully through it. I'm through, I guess, halfway. And free agency is starting, so they're signing this guy, this guy, this guy. They haven't lost Saquon yet, but they're talking to the owner, who it says John Mara. That's his name. But the audio reminds me of a current president of the United States.
Okay.
What's the latest?
Hey, man.
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
It's real funny. Okay, let's go back to back. Hold on, wait.
What's the latest? You have the morals of an alley cat. What's the latest? You're the sucker. You're the loser. What's the latest? Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
So
What are you doing with Saquon, man?
yeah. The scene before this too
Franchise tag.
Daniel Jones.
was kind of funny too, because this guy is like 38, or when he got hired, maybe he's 40 now, the GM.
Yeah.
John Mara is like 80 and has been through this a million times. And then the young GM is like explaining to him the situation there, and he's like, I mean, this is the sit around and wait time. Bro. This is the time we got to just kind of wait. I mean, it's out of our hands now. We got offers out there. We've thrown this.
What's the latest? Just on the Saquon thing.
I just got a text that Chicago's driving the price up and Philly's out. I don't know if that's true or not. Which I don't know if I'll make a couple of calls. I don't even know if that's gonna happen, but
I have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia. I'll tell you that. As I've told you, just being honest. I've been around enough players, so but he's the most popular player we have by far.
yeah.
Never heard so much malarkey in my whole life.
So I kept this in just for you guys.
Like a cash sound?
Yeah, so the whole theme of episode 3 is that we're wheeling and dealing, and like it's the cards are being shown, and like you're holding your cards, and like it's kind of like the little ESPN 10 or 30-second in-game bit where they're telling you about somebody's past with animatronics or whatever it is, graphics, but they're doing it with real actors, like they're in an Old West saloon dealing, and it's
Unnecessary.
It's unnecessary, but
Well, I just think it's, as a football man like John Mara, who came up through the ranks by literally just being the son of Wellington Mara and becoming the general counsel of the Giants right out of law school.
Yes.
I trust his instincts on this.
Right. He's the guy that should know.
Yeah. At least Jerry put on a helmet.
It's very funny too. I have
But you can see where the owner says this player is really popular and makes us a lot of money through merch and whatnot, and the GM says, "Well, we can't have him." While Jerry is probably
that's
also true.
A lot of people love Zeke. What
that's
if we
the
brought him
difference
back?
here for sure.
Yeah,
And-
but
yeah.
there is also something to the idea of the Philadelphia thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like Zeke went to the Commanders before coming back. I mean,
well, and it's also, though, like you said, Saquon's got a lot left.
I think
he
so.
looks like he could damage you.
I
think
he
when they let
probably
Zeke
will
go, they weren't really worried about him.
No, I mean, unless they needed a center.
Because that was his last play as a Cowboy.
Not anymore.
Well, it still is.
I suppose if he doesn't make it through camp, yes. And I'm somewhat hoping for that, just because I want that to be the thing that they play whenever he goes to the Ring of Honor.
On what day of camp will we hear that Zeke is in the best shape of his life?
Oh my God, that is absolutely coming. Right now, he's working out.
Here's Zeke, his last year as a Cowboy. Here's Zeke now. He just looks so much better. He's quicker.
Yeah. New number.
Does he even play
attitude?
preseason?
Learn something from Belichick.
Yeah.
Oh my, that's right. That'll be the big question at camp, right? What did you learn? What was it like playing for the greatest coach in history? All right. Anyway, I think it's kind of worthy, though, watching this show. You are watching a doucher run a team, but, it's still interesting.
No!